And I had somebody saying um, that, oh, you're gatekeeping things behind the prenatal class. Guys, if you were to scroll through the 6 million videos that I have here on TikTok and my 2 blogs full of posts, I think 95% of the information in the prenatal class is in somewhere on one of those sites. It is me compiling it all, having it all in one space that you and your partner can listen to. We have a workbook. That is what the course is for. It's not me gatekeeping information. So if anybody has any questions, I'd be love to ask them in the answer them in the comments. Hello, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Let's see if I can pull up Instagram comments. They's funky. How are you? Let's see. I've had a lot of highs. Hello, my love. Let's see. Des Money, how are you? 24 until my baby has a dilated kidney. Should I be worried? I've had friends who've had the dilated kidney show up, and then I've and then it's ended up nothing. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It is something just to keep a check on. Usually, a fate line does mean a positive, but I would probably repeat. Is it normal for my hormones to still be messed up after 2 years postpartum? That would be something else probably at this point. Your hormones should be back to normal-esque. Is the question, is it normal to feel sick all the time in your first trimester? Can't keep down. Um, I mean, you mean like morning sickness? It can be normal, but if you're not keeping down fluids, you need to talk with your provider. I don't know if you will. My period was irregular. My period last month was on the 29th. I tested today. It was faint. Could be. It seems too early. You just had a period on the 29th. It seems too early to test. What causes miscarriage? We don't always know. Sometimes it's just that the baby's DNA is not compatible with life. Sometimes it's something else. If you had a subchorionic hematoma, is it likely to have one again? I'm not really sure on that one. I've had friends who have had it and then didn't have it on subsequent pregnancies, um, or had it on some subsequent pregnancies. Yeah. I'm 33 weeks, so my ALT is 80. I don't even know if that's high or low. I don't have the values memorized. But if your liver enzymes are high, then that can be a problem. My love, I can keep any food down. Or just it's normal. It's like sickness throughout the whole day. I mean, not being able to keep food down, I wouldn't say is normal. Let's see. Like I said, what is your medical advice on infection at 41 weeks? I'm told stillbirth rate at that point is it the actual risk of that? Yes, after 41 weeks, there is an increased chance in stillbirths. So if you want to stay pregnant, you want to make sure that you're doing NSTs, doing hip counts, all those different things. But honestly, after 41 weeks, you got to think about pulling when you're gonna get induced, right? I went 12 days over, so but I also thought my due date was not as early as they thought. So yeah. Let's see. I've been lightly bleeding for 2 weeks. I'm 6 weeks, 4 days. Is that okay? For 2 weeks, probably not. I would talk with your provider if they have any tips. Do you know if it's possible to ovulate in early pregnancy? Let's say tests are still negative. If you're pregnant, if you are actually pregnant, your you won't ovulate. That's like how birth control works. It makes you think sort of that you're pregnant, so you don't ovulate. Is being induced at 37 weeks guaranteed baby will go to the NICU? No. Studies show that at 37 weeks, usually, now 37 weeks means it could be 35 weeks, 39 weeks, because it's plus or minus 2 weeks. Um, babies usually do okay. But you never know. Sometimes full term babies have to go to the NICU. What are your thoughts on becoming pregnant after 2 ectopic pregnancies treated with methotrexate? Man, I don't know much about that one. That's one to ask your provider. Ovulation strip let you know if you're pregnant? No, they just let you know if you're ovulating, as far as I know, ones that I've seen. Wow, Facebook, Instagram, you guys, all the peoples. Feel free to ask questions. I can see everybody's comments. I got Instagram up and Facebook and YouTube. Is it dangerous for pregnancy a month after a miscarriage? I don't think so. A lot of times providers will say now's your best time to get pregnant, but I don't know. I don't know much about ovulation, to be super honest. how's everybody doing? Let's see. I wrote a new post today on siblings and my two best pieces of advice for siblings. Who does anybody have other kids? That you'll be bringing baby home to. Sarah said raspberry tea, when to start it. Studies don't show that it does anything as far as inducing labor. Now, I'm not sure about postpartum bleeding. I didn't dive too much on the studies on that one. Yeah, I don't. If you love tea, then I think it's nothing to do. But if you don't love tea and you're like making yourself do it, then I wouldn't. I had a miscarriage last year, September, ever since I was not yet pregnant. Oh, I'm sorry, so sorry for that. Yeah, hopefully soon. Talk with your provider though. How many weeks can you be to start labor? They encourage you not to start labor until at least 37 weeks. Dates have shown that if you start 36 weeks and have 6 weeks a day, 6 days a day, you have a decreased chance of needing to be induced. So it definitely doesn't show that it will start labor, but it does show that it maybe softens your cervix a little bit. But I'm pretty sure it's 6 dates a day. I have a post over on the Pregnancy Nurse. If you just click my link in my profile, you can find it all about dates. Yeah. Um, I'm 32 weeks. My doctor refused to approve me for maternity leave. He says I can work until my due date. Yeah. I don't know. I got nothing. It's a real bummer, but I worked until my due date on my first baby, or past my due date on my first baby. We needed the money, and I went back 5 weeks. So um, that's a bummer. Have you talked with your work? Like, are they okay with you going out on leave? I think those are the two things two areas you can work on. Do you have any advice for mama who has TTC, you've had multiple HC pregnancies? How do you prepare? I don't have any advice. Sorry. That sounds tough. Um, yeah. So anybody got siblings that they're bringing the baby home to? Work request the doctor's note as well. Yeah. So you can't make the doctor sign a note, and yeah, that's um. But at 32 weeks, I mean, most people can still be working. That's horrible for me to say, but it's true. I don't think I went out until 36 weeks most often. First time here, first time having a baby, first time what it says. Hi, Lo, welcome. Quick introduction for everybody that's here. Hi, I'm Hillary. I'm a pregnancy nurse. I've been a nurse since 1997. I have 20 years of labor and delivery experience, and I'm also the creator of the online prenatal class for couples. Easy way to get prepared for birth. And I would love to see you guys in there. I have two boys. I'm having my third baby. Okay, let me tell you my favorite piece of advice. Two pieces. The first one is alone time with other kids matters. I feel like as long as I kept up alone time, especially with the youngest, the one who just got ousted as the baby, things work so much better at our house. So that's my first piece of advice. So, like during the day, like, watch this, or let's read this book, or when I'd be busy with the baby, whatever, and I'd be like, but let's save that until our special time together, which was usually like in the afternoon, dinner or something like that. And it was super helpful. Second piece of advice is that the baby get their feelings hurt. So if your little one wants a Go-Gurt and you kind of had to ignore him all morning, get them the Go-Gurt. The baby can cry for a minute, but the baby doesn't get their feelings hurt. They don't feel left out. They just want to be fed versus your kid who could feel left out or whatever. So those are my two best pieces of advice. Does anybody agree with that or whatever? Um, how can your job request 30-day notice of pregnancy? That honestly doesn't make any sense to me. And getting a new doctor is tough. It's it sounds but sometimes it can be hard. Usually after 30 weeks, it can be hard. You can ask around, but that doesn't mean that the new doctor will approve it. And honestly, that early out, you need to kind of have like a reason to go on leave often. So I don't know. It's not my area of expertise. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Do you guys have any questions? There's a bunch of you there, but nobody's asking questions. Everybody's so quiet today. Is it hot where you are? And what are you doing to stay hydrated? Tell me that in the comments. Um, let's see. I think we have all the questions answered. It is hot where I am. I am a water drinker, but I like it in the stainless steel cup mug. My daughter put googly eyes on it, and I just like it. So, maternity leave often isn't guaranteed before delivery. So, Jada, it's hot here in Louisiana. I keep my gallon by my bedside. Oh, do you drink it at night? I always tried to cut off fluids like after bedtime so that I could try and not pee all night. Naya, that's pretty much what I do is pregnancy. But if you have something else, open to looking at your question. It's hot here in South Carolina. I'm always in the house for sure. Yeah, people are always like, "How do you deal with Phoenix?" It's like, look, I think it's one watch says 104, but I bet it's 110 right now. Your mouth's really dry at night. Yeah. And we just like grocery shop early on. Lots of ice cream bars for the kids, maybe me. I'm getting induced tomorrow. Congratulations at midnight, twins. 34 weeks, severe pregnant. So scared. Chelsea, two thoughts. First, you have time to take my prenatal class, which I would 100% recommend. It's only 3 hours long. You could 100% do it tonight, even like finish it tomorrow. Second thing, if you really do that, I have an induction only class that you can find under resources called Induction Made Easy, where it's like a 20-minute video and I just go over the basics of it and how it's going to work. So I would recommend one or the other of those. Obviously, the prenatal class if you can afford. Yeah. I had said I've been having the worst headache this go around with Naya. You make sure that your blood pressure is okay. You don't have any signs or symptoms of pregnancy. After that, ask your provider what you can take for it. Headaches in pregnancy can be normal, but also really annoying. Ari, I didn't know much about options. Chelsea, no way. Where is it? So you can find it under resources. You can also Google the online prenatal class for couples. It starts at $89. I would recommend probably just the $89 ones. Only got till tomorrow, but there is a bigger one that includes breastfeeding. Both of them include breathing techniques. That's called my natural pain management bonus video. Both include breathing techniques, but I have another one that includes breastfeeding, baby care, baby all the different kinds of stuff. So um, yeah, come join me there. Next Tuesday and so nervous about Pitocin. Carla, don't be nervous about Pitocin. You need it. I love Pitocin, and I think it's an excellent drug as long as we use it correctly. With Pitocin, you have the right to say no. I don't want it to be turned up. You have the right to refuse it, but if you do it with an induction, you're kind of saying, "I just want to go home." So yeah, Naya, I feel like I had early headaches a lot. I was tired, just so tired. So yeah. Uh, Words on fetal practices? I do not. I wanted to do it all natural. I cried when I needed Pitocin. I cried too, and I feel like it was useless tears because the injection went fine. I was already like 5 centimeters, so I don't know why I was crying about it. I cried like a full day. It was completely dumb. Jada said, I'm nervous. I may have to get a C section. I have 3 fibroids. We were talking about fibroids in one of the classes I was at last week, so that is a possibility. You just have to go through it. Jada, I don't know how far along you are, but I would recommend joining my prenatal class. We talk about induction, C-section, epidural, natural management, so that you're just prepared however birth ends up looking for you because you don't really prepare. You don't know exactly what your skin will look like, and it's important to prepare in lots of different ways. What does the strep test check for? It's a bacteria called beta strep, and normally it's not unusual to be in our skin or our birth canal, but somehow they found out that if it was colonized in your your birth canal, that those babies tended to struggle more and have more complications in the NICU, and so that's what it's testing for is for that bacteria. If it's positive, they will give you antibiotics in labor and just do like high dose antibiotics really quickly, and then it's done once baby's out. I do have a post over on the pregnancy nurse. If you go to my link in my profile and type in beta strip, um, or just type in strep, it will come up and it talks a little bit more about it. Guys, I think we're out of questions. There's a lot of you here, but it's kind of quiet today. So, quick reminder, hi, I'm Hillary. I'm the pregnancy nurse. I've been a nurse since 1997. I have 20 years of labor and delivery experience, and I am the creator of the online prenatal class for couples, the easy way to get prepared for birth. It only takes a few hours. It is available 24/7, so whenever you are, you can come join me in there. Um, it is created for couples, so you want to get your partner involved. It is the class for you. People actually think that it's fun, and it's like all in one. We're going to prepare you for the rest of your pregnancy, labor, birth, postpartum life. So we're not leaving anything out. You're going to be totally prepared for the whole thing rather than having to like research from different places. So there is an online course that's cheaper, and then there is the full course that's a little bit more expensive. But the full course includes breastfeeding, baby care, baby sleep, um, nutrition, partner tips, as induction. I talk more about the Arrive trial if you're wanting to do an elective induction and kind of what that trial showed us. Might have to edit that one though because there's some new studies out. I don't know. I was watching a TikTok today of what a doula do, and she was talking about how studies really only take you so far. That it's really important to know how to integrate the studies into what works for you. And I totally agree with. I don't want to be induced, but when does it get to a point where I should be? Haley, in a normal pregnancy, usually like 40, 41 weeks, they start to kind of push it a little bit more, 42 weeks for sure. Studies just show that often the placenta just starts to shut off. It's only really meant to be working for 40 weeks. So when it goes longer than that, it can really be problematic. Yeah. But if you have problems, then it might be earlier than that they recommend it. Any more questions? I'm so glad that you guys are here, but it's been a little bit quiet. Um, do I recommend birth control if you don't want to get pregnant? I do. Yeah. I think that's it, guys. Thanks for being here. Um, come join me, and I believe I might be pregnant. Congratulations, Jamie. Take a test. Anyway, come join me in the online prenatal class for couples. I just got the #1 glitter badge. I don't even know what that means, but I absolutely love that for you. How would I know if my placenta is deteriorating? There isn't really a way to know. They can't like tell on ultrasound or anything like that. NSTs can show us the baby's not getting the blood flow that it needs. It can be a great way to know about it. And they can do some like flow studies with ultrasound to make sure the baby's getting the blood flow that they need. Plus, if baby's not getting enough blood flow, a lot of times your fluid level will be low. Traveling 5-hour flight tomorrow, 34 weeks. Any tips? Make sure that you're hydrated. Hopefully, have an aisle seat so you can get to the restroom. Oh, restroom pregnant. Um, compression socks. You can even get them at Target. I think they're really helpful to help with swelling and blood clots. Have some food in your bag and look, yeah, discharge normal in the first trimester. It can be, but if you have any concerns, I would mention it with your provider. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Facebook, Instagram, anybody? I think we're out of questions. Anyway, I'm Hillary. I'm the pregnancy nurse. I've been a nurse since 1997. I have 20 years of labor and delivery experience, and I would love it if you come join me in the online prenatal class for couples. Easy way to get prepared for birth. It's your all-in-one birth class. People think it's fun, and it's available whenever you are. And Haley, I actually talk about that more in the birth class, so um, I would recommend joining me in there. Anyway, thanks for coming, you guys. We'll have a good night.